All right, welcome back, everybody. Bitcoin's gone and done it again, folks.
It has, hasn't it?
Blasted past the $100,000 mark.
Yeah, a six-figure Bitcoin.
It's mind-blowing, and we are here to try to make sense of it all. We're diving deep today.
Deep dive.
Into an article from cryptoguru.live. It came out on December 15th, 2024, the day after this event.
Big day.
And the title is BTC Breaks Above $100 K. Is $120 K next?
Well, a good question.
We will see.
We will see.
We'll take a look at the charts.
Absolutely.
See if that prediction makes any sense.
We'll see what the charts say.
But of course, we want to go beyond just the price. We want to look at on-chain analysis, all the other indicators.
That can maybe give us a clue.
Give us a little more insight into what's happening.
Exactly. So first of all, $100,000 for Bitcoin.
Big milestone.
I mean, this is a massive...
Huge psychological level.
Yeah. Psychological barrier.
Yeah.
What makes this number so significant, do you think?
I think for a lot of people, it was just a number that seemed so far out of reach. Like
early on, I think when Bitcoin first started hitting $1,000, $10,000, those were big milestones and people were like, wow, this is crazy. But $100,000 just seemed like, a pipe dream for so many people.
Yeah, I remember when it crossed $1,000, it was like, wow, this is incredible. Now it's like 100 times that.
Exactly. And I think for a lot of people, it just cements the fact that, okay, Bitcoin is here to stay.
It's for real.
This is a real thing. This is not going away.
Exactly. All right. So the article we're looking at mentions this rally starting from around $52,000. So I just want to understand a little bit about that number. What is the significance of that $52,000 level?
Well, $52,000 acted as a key support level for Bitcoin during this recent run.
Yeah.
So what is a support level? Well, it's a price point where we typically see a lot of buying activity. Buyers step in. They think the asset is undervalued at that price, and it often leads to a bounce back up. So when Bitcoin bounced off that $52,000 level and started climbing, it was a signal that, the bulls are back in control.
Okay, so these support levels, they're watched by traders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Traders use support and resistance levels as key indicators for, their buy and sell decisions. It's part of
their analysis.
Yes, part of technical analysis, trying to understand where the market might go next.
Makes sense. So we had that strong support level at $52,000, and then we blasted past $100,000. Now, in the article, there's an analyst quoted Trading Rage, and they talk about higher highs and lows. Can you just explain what that means in terms of Bitcoin?
Sure. So higher highs and lows basically means that each time Bitcoin makes a new peak, it's higher than the previous peak. And every time it dips, that dip is higher than the previous dip. So what that shows us is an upward trend, right?
So it's consistently moving upwards.
Consistently moving upwards. Each time it goes down, it doesn't go down as far as it did before.
Yeah.
And each time it goes up, it breaks through its previous highs.
Yeah, makes sense. The article also talks about RSI being bullish.
Right. RSI, that's the Relative Strength Index. It's a momentum indicator.
Okay.
That tells us the speed and change of price movements. So when RSI is high, it means the price is moving up strongly. And that's why they call it bullish, because it suggests a strong upward momentum.
So basically, looking at the RSI can give us a sense of, are buyers really piling in?
Yeah. Are they feeling confident? Are they aggressive in the market?
Exactly. So we've got this price surge. We've got the strong support level. We've got a bullish RSI. Sounds like
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah. The article even throws out a $120,000 target. Do you think that is within reach?
It's definitely possible. I mean, it's hard to say for sure, crystal ball.
Predicting the future.
But we can look at, for example, the 4-hour chart. And on that 4-hour chart, we're seeing what we call an ascending channel pattern.
Okay, ascending channel. Tell me more about that.
So an ascending channel is essentially a price corridor where Bitcoin is moving upwards. And it's bouncing between two parallel trend lines, kind of like a channel. And based on this channel, it suggests that a move up to at least $105,000 could be in the cards in the near future.
Wow. $105,000. Okay, so what happens?
It's exciting.
Yeah, what happens if it breaks out of that channel? Do we see an even more powerful rally?
It's possible. I mean, a breakout above the channel could signal a strong buying frenzy. And it could push the price even higher, maybe even beyond that $120,000 target. Who knows?
I'm sure you're going to bring in a dose of...
We do have to be realistic.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing is guaranteed in the crypto market. As much as we like to see the charts go up, things can change quickly.
Yeah. So I guess the point is, while the technicals are looking good, we always have to be prepared for the unexpected.
Always. Volatility is the name of the game in crypto.
That's a good point. Okay, so technical analysis is one side of the story. What else can we look at to kind of gauge where Bitcoin might be going next?
Well, we can look beyond the price charts. We can look at on-chain data. On-chain, which gives us a glimpse into what's happening on the Bitcoin network itself.
Yeah.
And the article mentions a really interesting metric, the Coinbase Premium Index. Have you heard of this?
Coinbase Premium Index. No, I haven't. Fill me in. What is that?
So this index basically tracks the difference in Bitcoin's price on Coinbase, which is a major U.S. exchange.
Okay.
Compared to Binance, which is a global exchange.
Right.
And this difference tells us how much more American investors are willing to pay for Bitcoin compared to the rest of the world.
So why is the U.S. market so important?
Well, the U.S. is a major driver in the crypto market.
Yeah.
When American investors are bullish on Bitcoin, it often has a ripple effect on the entire market.
Makes sense. So what's the Coinbase Premium Index telling us right now?
Well, according to the article, this index has been showing some really positive readings lately, suggesting that there's strong buying pressure coming from the U.S., particularly in the wake of the recent election.
Post-election. Interesting. Is there something that happened after the election that might explain this surge in U.S. buying?
Well, that's a fascinating question, and it brings us to a broader discussion about Bitcoin's role in the current geopolitical landscape. Remember all that talk about Bitcoin being a safe haven asset?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it seems like that narrative is gaining some serious traction. Maybe people are starting to see it that way.
You mean like gold? Like an asset people flock to when things are a bit uncertain. I've heard that comparison before, but it always seemed a bit, I don't know, abstract.
Yeah. I think for a long time it was a debate, right? Like, is Bitcoin really digital gold?
Yeah.
Some people bought into it, some people were skeptical.
Right.
But I think this recent election and all the uncertainty that, surrounds that, I think it's really kind of shifted things for some people.
So you're thinking people are maybe looking for something that feels a little bit outside the traditional system, something that they have more control over. And Bitcoin being decentralized, having a limited supply, it kind of fits that bill.
Yeah. It's interesting because regardless of your political views, elections bring change.
Absolutely.
And change brings uncertainty.
Uncertainty, yeah.
And so it makes sense that people would start looking for assets that they see as...
that could provide some stability.
Yeah, less vulnerable to those shifts.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder, I mean, we often focus on the U.S., but what other events globally could be pushing people towards Bitcoin?
This is a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
We're just looking at one piece of the puzzle here.
Yeah. It highlights how Bitcoin is,
I think, increasingly intertwined with global events.
Yeah.
It's not just about, the technology itself anymore.
Yeah.
It's about, people's perception of its value in a
changing world.
Yeah, in a world that's constantly changing and evolving. Okay, so we've got these technical indicators.
Right.
We've got this on-chain data showing strong U.S. buying.
Yep.
And now we're talking about this geopolitical landscape.
The bigger picture.
It's a lot to take in. What does this all mean for someone who's listening who may be thinking, okay, this Bitcoin thing sounds interesting. Should I get involved?
That's a great question. And it always comes back to risk tolerance.
Right.
Yes, the data is looking promising.
Yeah.
But we also have to remember that Bitcoin is still a volatile asset.
Yeah. I remember those days when it was.
We've seen those huge rallies, but we've also seen some pretty significant drops.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you're new to this space, you're excited about the potential, but you also want to be smart about it.
Yeah.
I think there are a few key things to keep in mind.
All right, lay them down.
So first and foremost, never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Yeah, the golden rule.
That's rule number 1 in crypto. It's easy to get caught up in the hype.
The fear of missing out.
But you really got to approach this with a level head.
Yeah, don't bet the farm.
Don't bet the farm on one roll of the dice.
Exactly.
Second, do your research. Don't just jump in because you see a headline about Bitcoin breaking records.
Right.
Take the time to understand the technology, the risks, the potential rewards. There are plenty of resources out there.
It's about making informed decisions.
Informed decisions, exactly. And finally, remember, this is a long game.
Long game.
Don't expect to get rich overnight. Focus on building a solid understanding of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Developing a sound investment strategy.
Yeah.
And manage your expectations.
Some solid advice, words to live by.
I think those are crucial for anyone who's considering entering this space.
It's easy to get caught up in that excitement, but
absolutely.
Patience and a long-term perspective.
Those are key.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Bitcoin breaking $100,000, the technical analysis behind this surge, the fascinating connection to post-election sentiment, a healthy dose of caution for those new to the game. Anything else we should touch on before we wrap things up?
There's one more element I think we should consider. It's often overlooked, but I think it's crucial to understanding Bitcoin's future trajectory.
All right, you've got me intrigued. What is this overlooked element?
What's the bigger picture? The forces that shape Bitcoin's destiny, they go far beyond just the price charts and technical analysis.
Okay, so zoom out for me. What kind of bigger picture are we talking about?
Well, think about geopolitical events. Changes in regulations, for instance. If a major economy suddenly embraces crypto, that's a game changer for Bitcoin. But on the flip side, a crackdown, that could send shockwaves through the market.
So it's not just about the tech itself. It's about how governments and economies choose to interact with it. Makes sense. What else?
Well, technological advancements are another key factor. New developments in blockchain technology like solutions for scalability or privacy enhancements, those can have a major impact on Bitcoin's, functionality and appeal.
It's constantly evolving, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Always something new on the horizon.
Always.
And then I guess the biggest one, maybe, is adoption.
Adoption, yeah. Arguably the most crucial element is the rate of adoption. The more people and businesses that actually use Bitcoin
in their daily lives,
the more valuable it becomes.
So it's not just about traders buying and selling, it's about real-world usage.
Exactly.
Like if Bitcoin truly becomes a global currency used for everything from
buying a cup of coffee to sending money across borders.
That's a whole different ballgame.
It fundamentally changes the game.
Yeah.
And that's why predicting Bitcoin's future is so complex, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not just about analyzing charts, it's about understanding this interplay.
The interplay of all these factors.
Yeah, global events, technological advancements, and the growing adoption of crypto in our everyday lives.
So Bitcoin is part of a much bigger story.
It is.
A story that's still unfolding.
Still unfolding.
And that's what makes it so fascinating.
Absolutely. And who knows what twists and turns are coming next.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end things on. We've gone from celebrating Bitcoin breaking $100,000,
a big milestone,
to exploring all the technical and on-chain factors that are driving this surge. And then we zoomed out, looked at the bigger picture, all the forces that are shaping its future.
That's been a great discussion.
And it's clear that this is just one chapter in a story that's far from over.
Oh, absolutely.
So for our listeners out there, as you continue to follow Bitcoin's journey, remember, stay informed, be mindful of the risks, and always keep an eye on that bigger picture.
Wise words.
Because who knows what amazing developments the next chapter might bring.
I can't wait to find out.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.